Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line, the show about how movies are made. This is our second take because of technical difficulties, aka the internet. Recording this show in multiple countries is a challenge we face. And we're back from our hiatus where I was sick. I'm here with my good friend and co host, Mr. Zach Houston Scott. How are you, man? Welcome to
Not,
Take Two.
hey, welcome to Take Two. And it is Zach Houston after all. Yeah, no, doing pretty good. The married life's great. I'm glad you're feeling better, man. It just sounded like you had a bit of COVID and just from coming back to Mexico. Our first episode in a couple months since you've been recording in Mexico. So perhaps that's the big challenge that we're facing is connection problems on both ends.
I mean, we've survived airports, we've survived Europe, Morocco. This should be more stable, but I guess today we might be cursed by the box office curse, if you know what I mean.
No kidding. I mean, we're literally at week number three of films underperforming that have come out in the last little while. That isn't a big family film like Toy Story or even just the box office. Still continuation success of Obsession. But it's really telling that when the biggest news is that Michael has grossed over $1 billion at long last, that everything else has kind of just been brushed aside as like underperforming or disappointing. Hopefully that changes this week when the Odyssey comes out.
I mean, we'll see. That film, it's either the most profitable or the most controversial movie of all time,
I
or at
don't
least
get
of the year.
Yeah, I'm like I don't even know why it's controversial, but whatever. I'm just going to ignore that side of the internet this time.
I think it's because of casting choices and which adaptation Nolan chose to adapt.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. I think this is a film you have to judge based on not the trailers, but the film itself.
Well, I'm going to see it for the film itself because I think it's filmed entirely in 70 millimeter with a new IMAX camera.
True,
Like, definitely an experience worth checking out for that reason.
as long as you have access to that IMAX theater,
Which
the one.
I do.
No, I mean the one that actually projects the film in 70 mil,
Which
because not a lot of theaters have that capacity. So it's like Vision and Paul Thomas Anderson shooting that movie that way. Nobody was able to see it. And even if you have that access, those tickets have been sold out since last year, and now they
true.
go for $600. So, while I think that's an interesting technical achievement because it is a new camera after all, the question that begs to be asked is like, who is this camera for? Is it for filmmakers to use? Can other filmmakers even have that budget to use it? Or is it just a marketing tool for this movie to win awards? At the end of the day, as much as I love film, and you know this, I think shooting film as an independent is becoming extremely expensive. And now shooting 70 mil, like, which studio is going to back that up, if you know what I mean?
No,
And
definitely.
at the end of the day, can people even tell the difference?
Yeah. No, I agree. Or are they just a bunch of Limaxes that we're discovering more and more of?
No, I mean, like, if your average Joe goes to watch the movie, can they tell the difference this was shot on IMAX 70 mil versus a Arri Alexa?
True.
Like, with post production, the way visuals are manipulated nowadays, can people even tell the difference between this and that?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like,
But
I'm not disregarding it. I just think it's a film that has to prove a lot of things, not just with the casting, but with the technology itself, the story itself. I don't know. I think it's an interesting uphill battle that the film has to survive, and I don't know if the name alone of Christopher Nolan can sail the film itself. Like, if
yeah.
the movie's not good, second week might be rough.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's got a week basically to play in the
Two
box
weeks.
office. Well, yeah, no, this week and then next week, and then Spider Man takes over, which also has John Bernthal and Tom Holland and Zendaya in it. So, a couple other they're going to be dominating the box office for at least the next month or two.
I think Spider-Man is going to be the profitable one out of the two.
Yeah, no, it's Spider Man. That's a guarantee.
The last
Very,
movie before the Avengers.
yeah, I'm excited for people to see this one too. It's going to be very good.
Oh, I know. You probably can then give us some insight.
Maybe after it's released, I can share some behind the scenes. So, yeah.
Drama.
But with
Yeah,
that being, oh yeah,
if Reddit doesn't publish it first.
more than likely. I mean, they had a field day with the Batman Part Two, which they added some pretty interesting
I have not
material.
seen those ones actually.
Oh, it's interesting. I mean, it definitely paints a new light for who Scarlett Johansson and Sebastian Stan are really playing.
Hmm. I guess I'll check them out. Reddit. Seems like Reddit is just a minefield of leaks. I don't know how they get this info, but interesting.
More than likely, people who have been working in the industry under just their own like username they like to spread. That's my guess.
Yeah, but interesting. We'll see. The leaks for Avengers are interesting. I
Yeah,
think the opening of the film is pretty much confirmed as that leak has been released multiple times.
yeah, but we'll have to see. I mean, like I said, it's still early, and we're gonna get a trailer pretty soon. Now that Comic Con is also coming up.
Oh yeah, end of July, right?
Yep,
Or August. Well, a
end
lot
of
of things
July.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't you tell us what are the disappointments of this month so far? Because I
Well,
feel Obsession's still king at the box office. Somehow, that movie is still the best movie of the summer.
it's
Somehow.
like well, the first one that really shocked me was honestly Minions and Monsters for two reasons. One, that a Minions movie actually did underperform because these movies were making bank for years, like for the last decade now, making over $1 billion or at least close to. And now this one underperformed, which ironically has the best critical reception
Story.
of and story of any of like not just Despicable Me, but Illumination in general. Like I think this is still the first and only one that's over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is
That's quite
insane.
funny.
It is hilarious. Like, wow, what a big turnaround. Holy jeez.
So it
Uh,
took them to honor Hollywood for Hollywood to give them a good rating.
I mean, if you look at it that way, but honestly, watching that movie and just seeing some of like the cutthroat like Easter eggs and just like some of the background gags and like all of what's being presented in front of you from like 1920s, 30s, even 40s Hollywood is
Even
not.
80s and 90s.
Oh yeah, it's kind of
I
everything.
mean, you have the most expensive cameo of all times, which is George Lucas. I
Probably
don't know. I don't know how he agreed to it, but he likes Minions. But I bet he got paid. Maybe that's how he financed his museum.
it reminded me of his appearances in Robot Chicken actually, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but like he genuinely seemed to care about the cameo. He seemed to have fun just on the voice recording alone.
Yeah, no, you can tell he really had a lot of fun, and it was nice to honor him considering he's like over 80 now and probably could just retire and do whatever he wants in that respect.
Well, he has his museum, like I think, opening very soon.
Yep, he does.
So that's what he wants to do: museums, where he probably will sell some Star Wars merch that he still probably owns, and make a lot of money on Star Wars still.
Very true. But have you seen Minions and Monsters besides its tributes to Hollywood?
I actually did see it before I got sick. It was literally the 2 days before I got sick. I thought the film was good. I think it is the best Minions movie to date in terms of the storytelling. Obviously, as a Hollywood nerd, I really liked it. Like, I love the Charlie Chaplin Modern Times uh, homage, Casablanca homage. I love how in one sequences all the minions are called Steven, Quentin, Paul, like how they homage movie directors. And overall, the passion for silent movies and that transition between the talkies and the silent films, I thought it was quite humorous. I think Jesse Eisenberg's character was not needed, but I
He
guess
was
they
kind of
needed to
funny.
have like a monster at the end. And I also like the meta jokes of the film industry itself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like the fact that it was very, it gave me a reason to care for once about the minions and their plight. That's the weird thing because they didn't have Gru this time around. I know he makes an appearance in the post credits, but this was the first time that it was nice just to kind of have them go through a plot arc and give a reason why I should care at least about one of them. Or, especially since that
Three.
did happen to a lot of people when they were transitioning from silent to sound, that they struggled to make that adjustment and couldn't either because of their voices or they just weren't used to the technology.
Yeah, it's like Babylon, but without the drugs and the
Yeah.
crazy hardcore sex, and like for kids to have a knowledge of the film history. Because from a film history perspective, I think the film does a good job hinting at this period of Hollywood, which a lot of kids probably do not know. I also think the fact that it's a different tribe of minions help them restrain themselves or not restrain themselves within the Despicable Me lore. Although I think this film opens a can of worms of if the whole purpose of the minions is to serve the bad people, what were they doing in in that period of time that we don't want to probably talk in the podcast, but I don't know. I think Illumination needs like a prequel to explain that weird aspect of the minions mythology, I guess.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree. But hopefully it picks up because I do think it is a legitimately good movie and I think that there's a lot going for it. So,
I also think regarding maybe I don't know how badly it underperformed, but I have a feeling they released this movie in the worst possible time, meaning they had to compete with Toy Story. I think if
yeah.
they had released this, I don't know, sometime in August, it could have been a massive hit.
Well, Despicable Me movie has never gone up against like a Toy
A
Story
Toy
film.
Story, yeah,
So obviously it was going to do a lot better. I mean, that's already on its way to $1 billion as well. I mean, for what it's worth,
makes
rightfully
sense.
good. So,
Yeah, I just think the release schedule was not good for these two movies. Well,
yeah.
not for Toy Story. I'm saying for Minions. As strong as the brand is, I think Fourth of July weekend it cannibalizes what people might want to go see. Plus, you still had like Young Washington in the mix, so there was like a lot of movies kind of cannibalizing that family movie theater experience on the Fourth of July weekend,
Yeah.
which I think later in the summer I don't think we have another animated film, so why don't put that one there?
Yeah, we're not getting another one until Forgotten Islands. And it's crazy to me that Young Washington made as much money as it did. Like, Angel Studios really has a grasp hold on
Kind
Christian
of.
based cinema.
Well, I've seen the film. I was at the New York City premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. I was curious myself. I wouldn't say this is a Christian movie at all. I mean, an Angel Studios just released that Andy Serkis film,
Oh, yeah, Animal Farm. Yeah.
so they come with a flop. I think the film is a not so serious movie about a very serious man, ironically played by a British. The actor is British, um, and it's more about his coming of age to become Washington,
Yeah.
because the film is really about a conflict between the French and the British trying to claim some territory, which I guess it's closer to Canada than it is to the US. and it's just about this conflict. But it's also like a superhero movie because, like,
Of
you know
course
how
it is.
Washington had his like a pinhole in his hat or in the thing that he used. So the film tries to give the origin of his pinhole, which basically means that he got shot and somehow he was alive. Nothing happened to him. But the way it's portrayed in the film is like he's like a superhero, but I don't know if that's really how it happened in real life. So they take creative liberties. That being said, I think the film is very well directed and they take advantage of the budget and I guess AI enhancements because now they admitted they used AI. To which capacity, I don't know. Frankly, I couldn't tell they used AI. So is that a good or a bad thing? I don't know. I think it's just one of the many films that maybe has admitted to using AI publicly.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's a fun movie if you know what you're getting into it. And the director at the premiere spoke that as complex as the US is today, he wanted to make a movie that celebrated the man that began the experiment of a democracy. And you can tell that it's well spirited, but I wouldn't call it a Christian film.
Hmm.
Uh, I think out of the, what, two, three films that came out on July the 4th, if you wanted to watch an action movie, it's not a bad action movie, actually.
Well, that's good. Okay. Yeah, well, it's just funny that, Angel Studios will come out with like these films that do well one weekend and then you never hear about them again afterwards. So,
Well, with Animal Farm, it was quite the opposite. Ironically, Andy Serkis is in this movie as well.
yeah, no, I did see that. But,
But I think they're planning to make a trilogy on George Washington now.
mm,
Because this is like young before the Civil War or the War of Independence. I think the next one is with the War of Independence. And I think the third one will be his presidency and death. I think. I think that's what they're planning now.
okay. Well, good luck to them. But then moving on to the other box office flop. Well, I guess there's two this weekend that kind of have come and went. One of them is another Disney live action remake of
A
a very,
bad one.
a very well. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Moana in general? Like the first one?
I mean, I think the original movie is okay. That's the way I would describe it. I
Yeah,
cannot believe that the thing came out 10 years ago, but I would describe it as okay.
that's the thing though. It didn't even come out 10 years ago. It's 9.5. It came out November 2016. So I remember going to watch it in theaters in film school right when I was about to graduate. So
We were about to graduate, yeah.
yeah,
Who knows? We
so
might have seen it together. I don't remember.
exactly. So I mean, I haven't seen it much. I've seen clips online about it since the if we did watch it in theaters, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. I do get why it's like the most viewed movie on Disney Plus,
Disney
and
Plus.
like I didn't really care for its sequel, like even though it was produced here.
It was
I don't
fine.
know. I just thought it kind of was a bad look for Disney. They basically were making the TV show they had planned and then decided to smush it all together into this feature to recoup its losses from the last couple movies like Strange World and Wish. So
Oh
it
boy,
paid off,
I
made a
forgot
billion
about that.
dollars, but just not a very good movie. Not one in general.
Yeah, I think this live action, I have not seen it. You have seen it, but from the trailers, what I gathered is this was as soulless as The Lion King. Even though there were real people, it sort of felt like a cash grab, trying to cash the people that were watching this on Disney Plus. And so they brought back The Rock, but The Rock always looked awkward on the bodysuit, at least on the trailers. And from what I understand, this movie doesn't add anything to the original mythology or the original film. So what's the point, I guess?
It's a beat for beat. You've seen this movie if you saw the original. It's literally could be shot for shot with maybe a couple new actors and maybe a couple new cuts. But outside of that, you are definitely watching the same movie with a different texture. But what really sucks about it is, unlike those other remakes, which at the very least were based on 2D properties, so it was kind of interesting to see what they could do with CGI. This is just another form of CGI, and really not one that's that impressive to look at. I mean, yeah, the 2D animated stuff on Maui's chest might as well have been ripped from the original. There's like nothing new brought in for that. Even The Rock,
Mm.
like, to me, the fact that he made this movie just because Black Adam failed at the box office and Disney was basically having a rough period in 2023 when this got announced because they needed a desperate hit just goes to show their lack of confidence that, oh, we could remake something that quickly. But like I said, it's not even a decade old, this movie yet, like November, and it's too recent. People would question, like, it's not like Aladdin or Lion King, where at least those movies had like 20 plus years for us to wait. And even for what it's worth, How to Train Your Dragon last year, it was a pretty recent remake too, but at the very least, it felt made for live action. Moana doesn't, because it's just stuck. Like, what did it improve upon? It doesn't even, like, are you trying to get more representation? Are you trying to like do your checkbox? Well, the original movie did that in 2016. You don't need to do it again.
Well, I think it shows that Disney is not confident on any new IP.
Yeah.
Because
No,
if they wanted
absolutely.
to, they could have made new IP, but they didn't. And I
Yeah.
think that's the issue with Disney in particular. Like, I think, I mean, I have not seen the film. I probably will watch it once it comes out in Disney Plus if I'm bored. Because, first of all, I'm not a Moana fan. But I think even the music, which was made by Lin Manuel Miranda, right? Like
Yeah.
the original. Um, Once you see it, does it keep the same magic? And again, I don't know if they were able to even do the things they did in the animation live action.
Well, yeah, they could, because it's in a 3D environment, and that's kind of the problem with it.
Yeah, so I think it's like you have these things that are live action, but maybe it restrains the magic of the original. So I think a lot of things probably got lost in translation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you think you'll make a billion?
No, it's underperforming, and rightfully so. And honestly, with Spider-Man and Odyssey coming to take its box office, I'm thinking it's going to be another Snow White, honestly.
So it's been a bad year ish for Disney then.
Yeah. I mean, they have Devil Wears Prada and Toy Story to help offset it, but that can only get you so far, honestly.
But was it Devil Wears Prada an actual success?
Oh yeah, made like almost 700 million. Like, I'd say it was a pretty big success. So if you're Anne Hathaway this year, you guarantee you're successful.
Yeah, I think let's see how it goes with the Odyssey. I'm curious to see how people are gonna react. Because
Yeah.
it's also a 3 hour movie. It's a huge commitment.
Well, we'll see. They don't have Barbenheimer to kind of help Nolan out, but again, we'll just see.
We'll see if Barbie was the queen of his success or if he was the king after all.
Yeah. The last thing I will talk about is the new Evil Dead movie that came out, because that one interests me a little bit. I am surprised this franchise has come back in recent years, and
Hmm.
that they're still churning out kind of these original movies, not based on the Bruce Campbell character, Ash Williams, because I mean they had a TV show. But have you had the chance to see it?
I actually have seen it.
Well, I'm curious,
Um,
what did you think of it?
I think it's the most brutal of them all, but I also think it's the one that makes the least sense of them all, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it does.
The camera work is fantastic. I mean, Sam Raimi produces it, same thing as Bruce Campbell. So, I think ultimately the franchise is at a turning point. So I think they will eventually bring Ash as Bruce Campbell back. And I think I would love to see Sam Raimi get back to directing the franchise that he started and kind of finish it all.
Yeah,
This is connected to Rise, so the last one, although not really, but they are trying to, I guess, make a multiverse or cinematic universe, I guess, because now everything has to have post credit scenes and mid credit scenes. The horror is fine, although in this one they feel more like vampires rather than demons.
yeah.
It's
Um,
gruesome. If you're a dog lover, this is a film that it's hard to watch because there's basically one of the characters stabs a dog to death. I guess the
well,
filmmaker broke a rule, which is don't kill dogs on screen, but they did it in this one. I think it's fine for what it is. I don't think it's particularly scary. It's more action based than the other ones. Like I think Rise was terrifying. I think Lee Cronin is much more of a horror director. This is much more of an action film with great cinematography. Will I recommend you see it on the theater? Sure, there's nothing else to watch, but it's going to be probably streaming in like a month, if that makes sense.
no, it does. For me, I didn't have fun watching it, and that's kind of been my problem with these last couple Evil Deads. It's not a very fun franchise to follow anymore. Not to say that the originals, like the first one especially from like the 80s was fun, but at the very least they had stuff to keep you entertaining, but with this and Rise, I just feel like they're kind of turning it into a like there's
Horror.
themes, well, not horror, but there's just like, oh, this is meant to represent the deadites, what's going on, like toxicity of family, domestic
Yeah.
themes that, okay, they are fine, but this is Evil Dead. I expect to kind of go wild. Like, even the gore is just becoming too much for me. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I just don't like seeing it, but it's not like something like Send Help where there was a reason for its brutality and it was having fun along with the ride while also exploring that kind of theming
Yeah.
undertone. This is just doing it because it wants to be brutal and shocking. And just like that Mummy film that came out a couple months ago, I don't think it forgot to kind of make it entertaining. It just became like a snuff film, really, at the end of it. I don't know.
I
That's
also think with this franchise in particular, it's hard to keep the style that Sam Raimi gave the original. Because Sam Raimi is a very particular filmmaker. He created the franchise. I know he's a producer, but I feel these directors are more interested in the horror rather than the comedy of horror that Sam Raimi made in the first one happen.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think this is a film that it's fine. It is what it is. In like a month, nobody will remember it.
I agree. But yeah, that's our kind of catch up before the Odyssey. Do you have anything else left to say, or
What are you playing? You said you were playing something.
oh, I've just been catching up with Nintendo, just the Welcome Tour game that came out last year.
Hmm.
It's not bad,
Huh.
honestly. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I've been playing Resident Evil 2, getting ready for Zack Rieger's Resident Evil, and the more I play that game, the more I realize, like, oh my god, that movie is not going to be for game fans. Because I still don't understand how an NPC will survive Raccoon City, but here we go.
Here we go. When it
Uh,
comes out, at least we'll have Street Fighter.
I was going to ask you, are you excited for the Odyssey? Aside from the technical specs, is this a story that appeals to you?
Yes, no, I love Homer's Odyssey. I still think its best adaptation is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Okay. Then you have more at stake. I will see it because of what it is, but I am like, okay, let's see what happens. Like, I'm not apathetic to it, but I'm like, okay, let's see. I'm neutral to it, if that makes sense.
I agree, but we'll find out
But
more when we talk about Nolan's filmography and the Odyssey when we go see it. So
next week,
yeah, So just to,
Arguably the most anticipated film of all the year. Well,
yeah,
maybe not.
that'd be
Maybe that's
Avengers still.
Avengers. And
Yeah,
Dune.
yeah, that new trailer looked awesome, by the way.
I'm not seeing anything. I want to go blind.
You are wise to do so.
Although I know the gist.
Yeah,
He will.
well, if you've read Messiah. But with that being said, he's Andres Ramirez. You can follow him at Jaro2096. I'm the Zach Houston. We are below the line underscore podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, thank you for giving us a watch and listen. We're on Spotify, YouTube, and all social media platforms. So take it easy and have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Isaac. Talk to you next week for
Bye.
Odyssey.
Maybe an Odyssey.